Hello, it's McFluffy52 here, back with some more Brothers War action, and today we're playing around with the card Kayla's Reconstruction. This is with a deck called Kayla's Gambit. So this card says, for X and 3 white, look at the top 7 cards of your library, put X artifact and or creature cards with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, with this, we can get a bunch of creatures onto the battlefield out of nowhere for 3 or 6 mana or so. Usually you don't want to pay for full cost because, well, you're looking at the top 7 cards of your library. Some of those are going to be lands, so you don't really need to pay all the way up to X equals 7. But besides that point, how do we get the most out of this? Well, this deck is sort of built around using Alliance, which is a mechanic introduced in New Capenna, which says whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, do blank. And so the main card that we're hoping to hit is Devilish Valet, which is 2 generic, 1 red, trample and haste. Alliance, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, double Devilish Valet's power until end of turn. So that goes from 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32, making it a pretty good kill shot if you can get a bunch of creatures out on the battlefield out of nowhere. And we have some other creatures that also have Alliance on them to help with this, or help get the most out of these extra creatures entering the battlefield. We have Gala Greeters, which is probably one of the best creatures that has Alliance on it. It says, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, choose one that hasn't been chosen. You can put a +1/+1 counter, create a tap treasure token, or gain 2 life. So this helps us ramp and potentially gain some life or grow it. And then lastly, we also have Social Climber, which says, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life. So this can also help us gain some life, stall out the game a bit, chump with whatever creatures we have on our board, until we can hit a big enough Kayla's Reconstruction just to whammy the opponent out of nowhere. Now, in terms of getting a bunch of creatures onto the battlefield out of nowhere, another great way to help increase the amount of creatures entering the battlefield are creatures that create tokens. So that's what this list is. We got Resolute Reinforcements, creates a 1/1. It's flash and it's 2 mana. Mage's Attendant, 3 mana, creates a 1/1 blue wizard that can also potentially counter non-creature spells, forcing the opponent to pay 1. We have Adeline, Resplendent Cathar. We only have one of them because it's legendary, but when it enters the battlefield, its power is equal to the number of creatures you control, so having a bunch of creatures, this is really good. And whenever you attack, you create a 1/1 white human creature token that's tapped and attacking as well. So whenever we attack, we'll create another token, which helps us trigger more Alliance. We have Exhibition Magician, which is 2 generic and 1 red for 2/1. And this has the option to either create a 1/1 white citizen creature token, which can help us trigger Alliance again, or if we've already triggered the treasure feature on Gala Greeters, which we can trigger it by playing this, we can also create another treasure which can help us ramp and mana fix into the 3 white that we need to cast Kayla's Reconstruction. So that can help us hit higher mana value to cast a larger Kayla's Reconstruction or mana fix. And then we have Dawnheart Mentor, which creates a 1/1. Also has a Coven ability if we want to try and pump something. If we have nothing better to do, it's nice to have that static ability. And then Queen Alanel of Rudak. Its power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. Again, only one of them. It's legendary. It works really well having a bunch of creatures on the battlefield. And then it also says if a creature token would be created, create an additional 1/1 soldier creature token. So that helps us get even more triggers if we hit a Resolute Reinforcements. We then get a total of Queen, Resolute Reinforcements, and then 2 extra tokens, so that's 4. And then lastly, we have one other creature in this deck, which is Simian Simulacrum. So this is really good with our Devilish Valet because it says when it enters the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. So we can put those 2 +1/+1 counters on Devilish Valet, and then Devilish Valet's Alliance trigger triggers because Simian Simulacrum enter the battlefield. It goes from a 3/5 up to a 6/5, and that can help you snowball its power and toughness faster, and really kind of build the Devilish Valet even without Kayla's Reconstruction. And then in terms of lands, we just have a bunch of rare lands. Need a lot of white mana to cast Kayla's Reconstruction. This is just whatever lands I ended up having. Let's see if we can make Kayla's Gambit into reality. I think it's really fun because you can just cast Kayla's Reconstruction. Even if you don't hit the Devilish Valet, you get a bunch of triggers, which can be fun. And then also, if you cast it and you don't hit the Devilish Valet, you're going to get a bunch of creatures to keep chump blocking. You're going to gain some life, most likely. And then occasionally, even if you're like at 1 life and you have nothing on the board, if you cast like a massive Kayla's Reconstruction, you can still potentially one-hit KO your opponent out of nowhere, which is also very satisfying. We're going to keep this hand. We don't necessarily have the Kayla's Reconstruction, and we don't have any way to like ramp with our Gala Greeters, but we got white sources, we got Devilish Valet. Seems like a pretty good hand. Question is, do we want to play Devilish Valet first thing? Game's lagging a little bit there. We'll play Gala Greeters before we play anything else, and then in that case, we're gonna probably cast our double creature triggers. Borrowed time, unfortunate. So we're playing against artifacts and enchantments. Wonder what they're up to. Been having some internet issues, so if the game's a little stuttery, that's probably why. I also restarted my computer, so I think I found that while I've been staying here that my internet is not quite as good. Draws 2 cards, that's very good. We are not playing in ranked queue because I didn't feel up to it. Did not really want to face Haughty Djinn and Mono Black or just control stuff. I figured it'd be more fun to try and show off this deck in standard queue. Do I think it could win some in like standard or in other queues? Yeah, probably. But let's see. Play Devilish Valet. Next turn we can play Adeline. There's a 1 mana instant here. Oh, his Lion Sash to activate. That's what's holding up priority. Because he can pump it to a 2/2 by eating up his land. There's no reason to attack because he can just block. The most I could get in is 1 damage, or I'd lose a creature. And really, we're just looking to get as many creatures onto the battlefield as possible. We'll probably play Simian Simulacrum next to pump up the Devilish Valet, and then we can potentially look for a kill just by other sources. So like we can give it 2+1/+1s and then play Adeline, and then we would get a total of like 2 triggers there, which would be very good. See, we can, if you have the trigger ordering on, you can potentially order triggers as you please, which is nice. Swing in with the buffed Devilish Valet. It's probably going to look to remove it now, so that's a bit of a concern, but if we draw another land, we should have the kill next turn, assuming that he doesn't get rid of the Devilish Valet again. If he gets rid of our Simian Simulacrum, we're fine with that. Nope, he's just going to draw 2 more. He could have, what is that 2 mana instant that exiles a creature and makes them pay 2 more to play it again? So he could have that, which would be bad for us, but not the end of the world. It's 3 mana to cast an angel, because he has Giotto, which taps for mana to cast angel spells. What are they going to do? Nothing. Okay. We can play this and then play Adeline. Sounds good to me. Adeline's another good threat to have on the board. Gala Greeters is also just nice to have on the board. I think this puts us at a kill, unless he has a response. And just in case, we'll create a treasure token. I'll double it again, and then we attack it, and it should become a 24/5. I'll attack. Didn't really need to attack with the Dawnheart Mentor, but we don't have any reach anyways, so it doesn't really matter. And gain 2 life because I like life. And did we build ourselves a Devilish Valet that just wins? Our stance. Okay, they did have a response, which is fine. That is fine with us. Block the 0-4. It's a very good idea. He could easily block one of the 1/1s, so I don't know what he's hesitating about. If you wanted to, you could block the Simian Simulacrum. The problem with that is it's unearthed, so I could always just unearth it for more value. Those blocks make sense. We're whittling away at their health. Adeline is going to be a pretty big threat next turn. If we draw a Kayla's Reconstruction, though, I think we just win. Because Adeline, unless he has a response to Adeline, which he could have another Valor Stance, which destroys creatures with... Okay, that's another... That is a very good answer to our deck. Vanquish the Hordes, it costs 1 less for each creature. Works well with his Lion Sash, because then his Lion Sash is removed and stays a creature. So that's an intriguing deck. He's gonna get rid of all of our graveyard, which is fine by me. Play this, play the Mage's Attendant. Now, if they play something that really upsets us, we can potentially counter with our Wizard. Sacrifice this creature, counter target non-creature spell. Unless they pay 1. That is not a non-creature spell. I have to say, their white deck here is very good at card advantage. They've had the lands that you can sack, and they've had artifacts and enchantments for both of them. So it's a solid, just kind of value pile, if you would. Not particularly fond of dying. Another potential creature you could put in this deck is the creature that I used in the Reanimator combo deck. That's a 3/1, the Keldon Strike team, which says if it enters the battlefield this turn, give creatures you control haste. We're not doing great here. Don't need to attack in because, well, you can just block it. Rather hold up the 2 wizards. Lion Sash and board wipe. Okay, Giada, that's good. Sarah Paragon, that's also quite good. I don't know what I want to do with this. I think we're just quite literally dead. Well, in that regard, I think I might just go ahead and swing in, because there's nothing much to do about it. We're gonna go ahead and block. Okay, they blocked with that 1, so we might be okay here. Well, we are definitely not okay here, but... Alright, dude, you have lethal, just swing in with it. It's pretty straightforward. It's a respectable thing to do. Alright. Did not draw into our Kayla's Reconstruction, and they had a board wipe, which was quite unfortunate. We did not... And then they had a bunch of flyers. If they weren't flying, we could have chumped them for days, and then eventually drew into what we needed. So let's see if we can do better, and hopefully against less flying threats. I do wonder what you can do with Urza's Battlethopter to make it quite the card. Ready? Let's see. We have Kayla's Reconstruction. We have quite a number of creatures. So we could just play this out and see that we don't have anything till turn 3, which is very concerning. That is one of the concerns. We should draw into another white source or get a treasure from an Exhibition Mage. So we should be fine in terms of casting. The question is, are they playing like super aggro? The fact that they mulliganed is a good sign. Okay, I take that back. That's a very bad sign. I should have played Sundown Pass there. It's fine. Okay, we got double Kayla Reconstruction. Let's see if we're going to get completely beat down. Play the tap land because we don't have anything to play anyways. Play the Dawnheart Mentor or the Exhibition Mage. Honestly, I think we might play the Exhibition Mage to go for a treasure token. Yup. Generous Visitor is a ridiculously good card. I don't know why it's only uncommon. Okay, now we're just flooding. We're flooding in terms of Kayla's Reconstructions. Alright. They probably have another artifact or enchantment to play. They're probably going to just binding. Oh, no. They're just going full commitment to the aggro. Yeah, that's fine. Dawnheart Mentor. They only have 2 enchantments, so it's not a huge buff. We will chump the damage because we just want to keep our life total as high as long as possible. Well, this is not going to do much good by itself. So we'll go ahead and play. We'll play this. We can double chump. We're not ramping into anything though. Could also hold off a turn in terms of chumping. You gotta have another enchantment. A binding. Nope. Generous Visitor 3. Tommy a Transience. Okay, they are just committed to the creature beatdown. We'll do this. We'll do this. I think this is a pretty good block. Gala Greeters. Okay. Do we play this and a queen? Or an Adeline? I think we play a queen, right? No. 1 or more creature tokens would be created, so it doesn't work off of treasure tokens. This is gonna have a higher toughness. Okay, we just need to keep ourselves alive as much as possible here for right now. And hopefully top deck into a land or 2. Just 1 land. 1 land. I really don't want to cast Kayla's Reconstruction for 2. Huh. Bosager Reaches Skyward is interesting pick. Triple Generous Visitor is not good for us at all because that card is ridiculously good. Trying to think if there's any crazy 1-drops from Brothers War. I don't think so. We need to avoid lethal, but I don't want to block with my Adeline if I can avoid it. Okay, let's go here. And then none of these are good blocks, so we'll just hold this, I think. 9 damage, straight to the face. Top deck a land. Alright, well, I don't think there's a singular way that this wins us the game, but we have about as good chance of hitting something useful. We had Gala Greeters and Dawnheart Mentor. I would give us all the Gala Greeters triggers for the turn, so we gain life and stuff. We need more creatures, though. Well, this gives us a bunch of treasures for next turn. I think we can get away with this. Oh, whoops. Yeah, well, that's fine. Oh, no. Yeah, we get all our triggers. At least on one of them. Okay. Now we can block. Now we can chump. Chump. You haven't even seen my final form. Though your trampling creatures are quite the pain. I'm just gonna put it all on the trampler. I like how the enchantment deck somehow has more creatures than the creature deck. So it's kind of absurd in a way. Okay, let's see. The plan is to live. So we need to block 10 damage. So we could chump all of these. And then keep these two, which I think is probably our best bet. For creating... Okay, that's really good. So we can then do this for 4, and that's pretty good. And then we have Adeline as well as another trigger. Okay. We did not hit what we needed. That's very bad. These give us lots of life. An extra creature would be nice. Yup. Into life. Tap treasure token. +1/+1. Into life. Tap treasure token. +1/+1. Into life. Treasure token. +1/+1. Create a creature. More blockers. More life. We gained how much life there? 9 life and got a bunch of creatures. I'd say that's pretty dang good. We're gonna hold Adeline back. They have like 10 trampling damage, so I don't see a way we survive this next turn. If we do, though, I think we'll finally get our win. Our win in Kayla's Reconstruction. It just took us 3. We saw Devilish Valet in the first Kayla's Reconstruction, but we couldn't take it because I think we're dead without the Gala Greeters. Without all the Gala Greeters we got. Commune Transience. Does he have another artifact or enchantment? Because he has another enchantment, I think we might be dead. Okay, so chump this, chump that. Let's see. We can take 13 damage. That's 11 damage right there. Block this. Block this. Block this. Block this. That will kill or keep us alive. That's 11. I don't think we can block any less. Now, if they have a way to pump them randomly, we are very dead. Adeline survives, which is important. I think that's good. I want to keep the Gala Greeters just in case. I don't know why, but... It sounds like my internet has gone down because the music has stopped. Very exciting. Will we reconnect before? Nope. Okay. 2 life. Another land. That's huge. Alright, we can cast this for 6. If we don't hit stuff off of this, I'll be very sad. Devilish Valet. Resolute reinforcements. Exhibition range. This, I think, is lethal. Should be good. Oh yeah, this is definitely lethal. This Devilish Valet is going to be massive. I wish we could see it right now. There you go. 2, 4, 8, 16, 64, and then it's going to go up to 128. Is no first strike. That's more than lethal. Oh my goodness. We just chumped our way to a big 3. Chump, chump, chump. 3 Kayla's Reconstructions later. Oh my goodness. That was awesome. Let's see if we can do that again. I want to see how quickly we can get the win. It is nice having a spontaneous comeback like that. And you can see how with X6 we hit how many creatures? We hit 4 or 5. So paying X7 for into Kayla's Reconstruction, you're not going to get 7 like most of the time. So it's nice that like you don't really even need to like full cost cast it to get your value. Okay, we got actually quite a nice set of lands here. Though we don't have the lands to cast Queen. Because this is a red, not a green. We have double white. Nice little bit of lag there. Our land double placed itself, which was fun. We'll play this on their turn and actually like use our flash. Okay, now we have we don't have quite have the mana to cast it. I'll play Devilish Valet. We need to chump here. Yeah, we can hold back. Because this gets bigger with more creatures, so it's kind of worth it to hold back. The Queen is very good here, and then we can follow it up with these 2. Though we might just have lethal with like Queen and an Exhibition Mage. Okay, interesting. Does it say activating abilities as well? Yeah. Activate or cast an ability. I think it's gonna pain land us. Yeah, I think we have to pain land. That's unfortunate. No attacks. And then we're gonna get 3 into the battlefield triggers. He might sack this. Yeah, there you go. Something more likely to sack. Okay, so we can create a treasure token here. And then next turn we can double cast. And that should definitely be lethal. Treasure token. Next. No attacks. Because this should create a total of like 6 creatures here. Which should be double it once. That's 2. Double it twice. That's 4. Double it 3 times. Oh, that's cool. Nice. It's so weird seeing people like how people use the Transmogran's Crown. I never thought this card was going to be very cool or good, but people are finding interesting ways to grind value out of it. I don't think they've quite reached ranked play good, but certainly nice. And then they're going to get a bunch of value. Like they got a bunch of value off of this, and they can potentially roll that into a bunch of removable spells and just dominating the game. Because I've been murdered by those morbid opportunists that just keep drawing the opponent's cards. Seems like my internet is causing problems, though we just saw them hover. Okay, there you go. Okay, so we have Kayla's Reconstruction, or we could just play the double attendant. I think I'm gonna play the double attendant. This just is guaranteed to generate a bunch. There you go, auto pay. Double, double, double. 16, 32, 64. Boom, boom, boom. I believe that is a good game. We saw Queen go off there. I haven't actually gotten to play that card in this deck, funny enough. There's only one of it, so it's sometimes not easy to find. So we didn't even need the Kayla's Reconstruction there to surprise our opponent with a pretty meaty lethal. Play one or two more games. We do have a positive win rate of over 50% with this deck, which is nice. But if I'm getting a 50% win rate in non-ranked, I don't think this deck is good enough to play in ranked, unfortunately. So let me know what you would do with Kayla's Reconstruction, or how you would make use of a bunch of creatures entering the battlefield. I've seen people play Tatiova and the Awaken the Wilderness card, the one that creates a bunch of Dryad Arbors as a combo, but that also seems like a very difficult combo to get off. So let me know what you guys are thinking of. There we go. There you go. Place itself twice. Some nice lag there. Play the Brushland here. Oh, we don't play a tapped Sundown Pass, but we could just play a tapped Sundown Pass. It really doesn't make any difference. Unless we draw the Gala Greeters or something. Again, some internet. I don't understand how internet can be so bad sometimes. I'm pretty sure the router that we have is not old. It's not like a particularly old router. It's just classic internet providers doing internet provider things. Well, it doesn't seem like we're the only ones who's stuttering. Our opponent there was sitting there with not doing... What? Hello? How? How? What? I'd like to report a bug. I missed a land drop and my land went to the graveyard. Yeah, don't hello me, dude. You saw my land go into my graveyard. I don't have it on the battlefield. Discard a card? Sure, I'll discard a card. Whatever, man. Like, what the heck, bro? If you do, each opponent... Oh, whoops. Yeah, that makes sense. I've discarded a card. Well, I'll apologize ahead of time. Well, I guess it's after the fact that this video is going to be so terrible because internet. It's a really cool deck, so I'm kind of pretty upset. This is my third time trying to record this deck. So I'm at a loss for... How does the land end up in my graveyard? Did I, like, time out? Is that the, what the game says? He plays his Razorlash Transmogrant. But what happened to the one in the graveyard? Because he's sacrificed. You can't play that for just two. Or more non-basics. I have two non-basics. I don't understand anymore. I really don't. I know people complain about roping excessively, and I don't like roping, don't get me wrong, but I think people have to understand that some people are playing on their phones and on terrible Wi-Fi, and it's like, I don't think anybody intends to be that much of a pain. And the people who do, like, they're few and far between. And people who are like, oh, well, it's still like minutes out of my day. I mean, yes, it is, which sucks. But target minute a sacrifice if they don't lose it. No, I'm keeping my Devilish Valet. God damn it. They've got a lot of discard and sacrifice. He just needs to draw outlet to keep him in the lead. So if they had, what was that one card that gives draws? Oh, the crown and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. You miserable sap. Play this. The game's held up for no good reason. Next combat. I have no intention to swing in. Oh, that's how they played it. They returned it to their hand. Okay, wasn't paying attention. He plays that, he makes me discard more. You're just a bundle of fun, aren't you, Spicy Legato? No box. You're gonna edict my one creature? I don't understand anymore. Are you going to edict my one remaining creature? What? You're gonna make me discard another card? Okay, what the heck? What is wrong with you? Alright, well, this game's lost. We honestly lost because the lag that caused our land to go to our graveyard. We would have played this land, we would have had another land, we would have been able to Kayla's Reconstruction this turn for like 3 mana. And we would have been fine. But now, we're stuck at, like, we could have Kayla's Reconstruction for 1 mana. That's not worth. So this is really a case of how lag has ruined our game here. Uses command. Each opponent sacrifices the highest power they control. It's fun. Are you gonna make me edict my last creature, or are you gonna make me discard my remaining card? Or are you just gonna do nothing? Please don't do anything. For the love of God, don't do anything. Just let me be. Let me have my one turn. Just please. Please. Please.
Drop it.
Could have done that for 3. Could have potentially won the game, but nope. It's not a good game, bro. I'm lagging out of my goddamn mind. Alright, well, I can't be bothered to play another game and record it because I feel like I'm just gonna... I'm clicking here also, and the game's not responding very fast at all. So, well, I hope you enjoyed the games. I hope you think the deck is cool, and I hope you'll give it a try. I think there's, what, 12 rares to it? Well, okay, minus the lands. There's a bunch of rares in the lands. But there's Kayla's Reconstruction, or Kayla's, sorry. Kayla's Reconstruction, and the, I'm spacing out as the air pops up. That's great. Well, there's Kayla's Reconstruction, then there's the Devilish Valet, and you got the Gala Greeters. Those are probably some of the more crucial rares, and then you have the lands. The lands are very important on their own, don't get me wrong. You want to play on untapped land to Kayla's Reconstruction off as soon as possible, but yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, how terrible it may be. If you did enjoy it, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing, commenting. Also catch me streaming, hopefully when I have better Wi-Fi. It's just where I am at for break right now. So yeah, catch me streaming on Twitch at McFluffy52 potentially, and then yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for future decks, and have a nice weekend, I guess, and have a nice morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this or wherever you're located. I will see you next time.